Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube page. Week 14 is in the books in the NFL now. So now we move forward to Week 15, and I'll be previewing every game of Week 15 right here on my YouTube channel. You can always catch me on Twitter at SNewsAnalysis. That's at SNewsAnalysis. Week 15 begins with the Thursday night game between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Philadelphia Eagles from Philadelphia's Lincoln Financial Field. Both of these teams coming off very different games in Week 14. The Eagles with a thrilling win on the road in Tampa on the last play of the game. Nick Foles hits Jeremy Maclin for the 1-yard touchdown pass at the gun for the win. The Bengals up 9 points in the fourth quarter against the Cowboys, squandered that lead and lost the game 20-19 on a last-minute field goal by Dan Bailey. So both of these teams coming off of emotional games, draining games, and now with this quick turnaround, we'll see how they react. But as a whole, the Eagles come in with a record of 4-9. Obviously, there's been much controversy throughout the season, whether it be from a coaching staff perspective, whether it be from waiving Jason Babin, or the underperforming play of some very high-priced players, with the status of their coach lingering above their head. So the Eagles are looking to finish the season strong heading into next season, sort of as they did last year. It remains to be seen, will Andy Reid be retained? Will Nick Foles be the quarterback going forward? Being all the money Michael Vick is guaranteed next year, if he's on the roster past a certain date, which team does he land on next year? All these questions will be answered, and a lot of it will depend on what happens in the coming weeks here. Philadelphia very rarely at the end of the season has come out not motivated under Andy Reid, so we expect a good effort from the Eagles, mainly because they're still playing some young players with things to prove, whether it be a Nick Foles, who's competing for a job, or a Bryce Brown, who after his first really bad game as a pro last week, how does he come back this week and perform? So, I think the Eagles, from an individual standpoint, with guys playing for jobs and playing for jobs in the NFL period, will definitely compete this week. As far as the Bengals go, the Bengals come in now with a record of 7-6. If I'm Marvin Lewis, yes, that was a terrible loss last week to the Cowboys, and there's things we can improve on, but from a playoff standpoint, everything the Bengals want is still right in front of them. They sit at 7-6. They sit tied with the Steelers for that second wild card spot. So that hasn't changed now. Their playoff positioning hasn't changed. They still have games with the Ravens and the Steelers to close out the season. So it's important, though, that they get this one first. And I think what you'll see is a Bengals team come out early, put pressure on the quarterback. I think that's one matchup you're going to see sort of rear its ugly head if you're a Eagles fan, is that the Bengals lead the league in sacks. Andy Reid is going to throw the ball a lot. So how does that Philadelphia Eagles offensive line hold up against that productive pass rush of the Bengals? Again, the Bengals don't have that one-name pass rusher that kind of sticks out to you like a DeMarcus Ware or a Jared Allen, okay? But they get after the quarterback, and against a team like the Eagles, you would think that would even have more of an effect with the amount of times they throw the ball. So can Bryce Brown get going early? Can the running game get going? I think that'll go a long way in deciding Philadelphia's success or failure in this game. And again, as far as the Bengals go, everything they want, they've come into the season striving for, is still right in front of them. They have very tough schedule coming down the stretch here after the Eagles, again with the Ravens and Steelers. But I think the Bengals come into this game playing for their season. Okay, they're playing for their season. I think they come in highly motivated. I don't think if they get out to an early lead, I don't think they let this one slip away on the road against the Eagles. Right now, the Bengals are installed as 3-point favorites here on the road, and I think a desperate team playing for their playoff lives in the Bengals goes on the road, even with the short turnaround on a Thursday night, and beats the Eagles and covers the 3-point spread. So I like the Bengals -3 on the road against the Eagles on Thursday Night Football. I'll be previewing every game in Week 15, so be sure to check back for those. Bengals -3 on Thursday night. Thanks, guys.